Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful fall day here in southern Tennessee. The weather has been absolutely amazing outside. It's been nice and crisp, and the leaves in the trees have started to change colors. It is just beautiful all around outside right now. My name is Danner, and as you may know, I've been renovating an abandoned Home Depot shed into a house with the help of my dad. In recent videos, we've been closing in on some final steps to get our siding installed on the house. And so we grabbed some logs that had fallen in a tornado, some poplar logs, and we milled them into siding for the house. And now we're just closing in on some final steps to get that siding installed on the house. Now, we had actually just gotten started on doing some work on the back of the house. We got our scaffolding set up and we're gonna do some blocking up in our soffits, when all of a sudden, these, I'm gonna call them ladybugs, but they're actually a Asian invasive beetle. They came out of nowhere and started attacking us. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, these ladybug looking things were flying everywhere. There were probably thousands of them, and they just happened to be gathering right around the house. It's kind of crazy, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know. These things land on you, they bite you, and honestly, it started getting really hard to even get work done on the house. We decided to completely pivot on what we were gonna do for this week, and instead start cleaning up some of the property where the tornado hit us. So yeah, back in May of 2023, we had a tornado pass over the property and cause a ton of damage. We just barely lucked out with the house. It ripped off some of the underlayment and just threw a lot of things around. But over the property, we had dozens of trees get knocked over, really big, old, valuable hardwood trees. And we have slowly but surely been cleaning those up and cleaning up the property. But recently, we actually got a brand new grapple for our tractor, and we also got our bush hog up and running again and all of our chainsaws going. We decided that we want to take some time and start cleaning up the property and harvesting some of these amazing logs that we have that we'll be using for the interior of the house. So we got started on this road right here. This is an access road that leads down into the hollow and lets us get our tractors and equipment down to the spring. And eventually we're going to tap into that spring and use it to pump water up to the house. So we've been working on this kind of the past few days, and honestly, we didn't really film much of it. Once you get into the chainsaws and the tractor, it starts to get a little bit hard to record all of it. But today what I want to try to do is take you along on part of that process, head to a different part of the property and start clearing it out. It's an old road that's been on this property many years. Some of our neighbors have said that it could even date back to the Civil War, where it might have been used as a wagon road. So we definitely want to preserve that road and, more importantly, harvest the amazing logs that fell, like the big black walnut logs. So let's head over there, get the chainsaws out, get the grapple out, and see what we can get cleaned up today. Wow, it is so beautiful out here. Let's go over here to this access road. Some beautiful colors changing on the leaves. Let's go over here and see what Dad's up to. You can see that Dad is already over there with the grapple, starting to pull some stuff out. We also have our other tractor with the trailer hooked up to it and all the chainsaws that we need to get cleaning stuff up.
We got all these little small trees out of the way.
Yeah, there's a lot of these smaller trees that will grow really fast. They're a little bit weedy, but they are native trees. But when you're doing stuff like this, they start growing everywhere and get in the way. So Dad's been ripping off some of the ones that were growing into our pathway. And now we have access over to these walnut logs. And then also there might be an ash over there too.
I think there's a walnut, an ash, and something else. I don't even remember anymore. And I kind of cleared us a hole, so we just need to go in there and start cutting off branches, letting them all drop to the ground. And I guess just most of them will be pretty dry because this tree died. So
there are some massive logs, and we're gonna see we can make a dent in them today and hopefully harvest some of these logs so that we can use them as part of our project later on. This grapple has been an absolute game changer, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like even what I just did, I mean, you just have no idea how much I moved before you came over here. It's all up there in the burn pile already, which is just great. So I don't have to drag anything around. Thanks.
This is a little chainsaw that I've been using. It's a Stihl 025. We got this used some years back and rebuilt it, and it's a great little chainsaw for this kind of thing. It always starts right up. It's great. So right here we have a lot of the branches and treetops, and we want to just start getting into this and cutting it up into some pieces that we can grab with the grapple. So I'm just going to come in here and start cutting some stuff up and being careful because a lot of this stuff is still in tension from it falling over. A lot of this stuff is conveniently sized to be nice firewood, so we'll also cut a lot of this stuff into firewood to use in our wood-burning stove later. So we've cleared a path leading up to the first big tree and started cutting off a little bit. And this is a huge black walnut. Let's take a closer look at this. You can see just these smaller parts of the limbs are pretty big. Dad was dropping off some firewood with them, and you can kind of feel the ground shake. Black walnut's very dense hardwood, very heavy. Lots of tangled mess up in here that we gotta be careful with in the treetops. And then honestly, starting right about here, we have some stuff that we can maybe mill, and it just keeps getting better as we move along. Let's take a look at this. Just walk along here. And then we get into the really big part of the tree. The whole tree is kind of a Y, so this stuff over here is massive. It's hard to get a sense of scale on this, but it's a lot of tree. And then right after we get through this tree, there's another black walnut right over there that has also fallen. And then I think a ash over here somewhere too.
I'm gonna get this little stuff, but I was gonna bring the trailer back here and.
Okay. Yeah, I just figured the more firewood we had, the harder it was to move stuff, so.
Yeah.
Thought I'd leave some stuff kind of longer.
All right.
But we can mill that.
Yeah.
I'm good with all this being firewood. So this is our first log that we think that we can mill from this tree. So we're gonna cut this one a little bit bigger and not into firewood. Did you bounce a little?
Oh yeah. Especially being on the hill.
You should be able to grab a good bit of that now. Not big right there. I'll cut in there some more after you take some out. So we are making a huge dent in this pile. We are officially through all the treetops here, and we had one walnut over here, another walnut, and then I think an ash tree next. And right through here is where our road goes back to the rest of the property. So right now Dad is over there cutting all this up into smaller pieces that we can manage with the grapple. Yeah, we've made a huge dent. We couldn't get through up here, and now we're all the way in to right here. Plus we got some good logs that we can mill. It's also just been amazing weather outside. Feels so nice right now. I never like when it gets dark earlier, but nice cool weather right now. So yeah, we'll probably work on this a little bit more over the weekend and coming weeks when we have some nice weather. But I think that's gonna be a wrap for this video. I wanna give a big thank you to everyone that has liked and subscribed. And also thank you to everyone that backs us over on Patreon. We really appreciate your support, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right, I'm gonna need your help, Danner. Bring your saw.
Are you stuck?
Yep.
I thought this video was over, but maybe not. Yeah, it just looks like destruction over here. Some mushrooms.
Hey!
Wait, did you get it?
I did.
Well, see you guys next time.